You are listening to the Rectify Gaming Podcast, episode number 48, and I'm your host, TyBoy17, and we're back only a week apart from our last one, because every time I do a podcast, it seems like, oh, it's been a while since we did one. But anyways, we have Silver with us today, and we have someone else with us who has been on the cast before, but hasn't been on in a little while. That Shade, his also name is Scott. How you doing, Scott, or Shade, or whoever we want to call you?
You do this every time on.
I know.
Call me Shade, call me Scott. Doesn't matter. Just pick one, though.
I can never tell.
Just
I don't
pick
know
one.
what you want. Because your Twitter's Scott.
You can call me Scott.
Okay, what's up, Scott? What's new, Scott?
Good. No, I'm not much, man. Excited to be back on. It has been a while.
I know. I feel like I say that every time I do a podcast.
That whole family thing, it apparently takes up a lot of your time.
What is that family thing? I don't even know.
You'll learn one day, young one.
We'll see. But anyways, we're gonna jump right into the podcast. Enough of the introductions. You know who we are. One of the main things that was a topic of last week and it ended this week was the Destiny 2 beta. Bungie actually extended it. I want to say 2 more days to the 25th. And the beta, I would say it's more like a demo, like Damien said last week. They didn't really, like, you couldn't go to it, like the towers all destroyed, like couldn't go there or do anything like Destiny 1. But I enjoyed the Destiny 2 beta. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to because of Overwatch. But Scott, what'd you think of the Destiny 2 beta? Would you say it was like a kind of like a demo?
Yeah, I'd say it was a pretty good demo. I mean, a lot of people are saying, it feels a lot like Destiny 1, and I don't know what people are expecting.
Yeah,
I don't know why Destiny 2 wouldn't feel like Destiny 1. Like, it's still called Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to have the same type of gameplay.
Yeah,
they're going to switch things up a little bit, but in terms of the beta itself, though, I was actually pretty impressed. We got a lot more content than I was expecting.
Especially
so you had the one story mission that everyone had seen. Yeah. There was a little bit more to it, I think, than what they showed in the initial in the announcement, and when they did the announcement. I think that was like July 18th or something. I can't remember the exact date, but we saw a little bit more of that, which was cool, and got introduced to the main villain, which I think is great, because playing Destiny, I knew like the darkness was the villain, but we didn't really, like, the whole story of Destiny 1 was not good until it got to like the Taken game.
You couldn't understand anything what was going on. I mean, like, it doesn't, like you don't have to play Destiny 1 to understand Destiny 2, basically. Like, when new people go on.
Very little.
Yeah,
like, I think
you really don't need to play
I think
Destiny
whenever they introduce Destiny 2, like when you first start playing it,
–
I'm sure they'll go over like the quote-unquote events of Destiny 1, so you can kind of get caught up. But they really could do that in 2 minutes. I mean, it's not going to take long to explain to people what the story of Destiny is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you got to see the story mission, and I was actually really impressed with that. I played with two different heroes, the Warlock and the Titan. I main Warlock, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Destiny 2. And like the new powers were cool. Like, I like how they introduced that. And then the story mission, I played the Strike mission, which I actually thought was really good. I know a lot of people, there are a lot of mixed reactions about the Strike. I really liked the verticality of it. It seemed much more massive, almost on the scale of a raid, in terms of how much space you took up and like just how big it was. And then I thought the boss was actually pretty decent. Like, he was pretty damn hard, to be quite frank.
I was getting mad with Greg. I mean, we all died and we had to restart. And like, I don't want to waste my time killing this guy. I just want to freaking play PvP. But it was great.
I mean, it took I think it was the third time around when we actually got through it. Me and the guys I was playing with. But no, like, all told, I thought the Strike was really good. I think it's really strong. I like how they had just like in the raid, there were, I think there were like 4 different versions of the boss, or like he went to 4 different phases, right? And so like that was really cool. And then getting into PvP, like you were talking about, Destiny is the first game, and I talked about this on a podcast quite a while ago. Destiny is the first game that, in terms of a FPS, that I've really gotten into the PvP.
Really?
I think it's much more accessible than any other first-person shooter PvP game is, like by leaps and bounds. I think it does a really good job of balancing out player ability.
Okay.
From my experience, I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not great. I would say I fall under the good, the okay to good category.
Yeah.
So when I play games, I'm not going 1 and 12, kill to death ratio. I'm usually about 8 and 5 or something like that, right? And that's what keeps me playing. If I was going 1 and 12 over and over again, I'm not going to want to play like I do when I play Call of Duty or when I play Battlefield. I'm getting killed.
Yeah.
Much more often. So yeah, no. So I was just gonna say, so the accessibility is really nice, and I felt that same sort of thing in the PvP and the beta. I liked how they had the 2 different modes, just to kind of mix it up a little bit and give people a feel for what they can expect. And I actually really liked the 4v4.
I mean, the 4.
There was a lot of mixed reaction to that, but I liked the 4v4.
It didn't. Nothing like when I played the PvP in the Destiny 2 beta. Nothing ever felt different to me than Destiny 1. I don't know. Did you notice the difference in anything?
So yeah, in terms of the differences from Destiny 1, the game looked much better.
Yeah,
anyone can debate that. The game looked, even especially on the first story level, especially on the first story mission, the game looked much better.
Yeah, especially on my 720p TV, man.
Well, I was playing on my PS4 Pro on my 4K TV, but hey, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, no, I thought it looked a lot better. I wanted changed in terms of how it felt. I feel like Destiny is one of the best feeling first-person shooter games out there. In terms of, I scope down, I can track people, the feel of moving around just feels how I think it should feel. It's not too tight, not too loose. So I didn't really want it to feel much different, but it certainly looked better. I don't know. I had really positive impressions of it, and I'm very confused by the people who say that, it's just more Destiny 1. Well, of course it is. It's a sequel. It's called Destiny 2. I mean, even the Uncharted games, it's still Uncharted. They didn't,
it's still Halo.
All the games are great, and I love them, but it's still Uncharted, right? You play Halo, Halo is Halo. They're not going to change Halo to Battlefield. They're not going to change it to. I don't know what people like. I mean, I saw a lot of that, and it confused me a lot seeing that sort of reaction. But very positive for me. I'd be interested to hear what you guys thought.
So going back to talking about the strikes, I just want to point out. I just want to I wonder how the raids are going to be in Destiny 2 if the strikes are kind of like that, because the strikes, the strike in the Destiny 2 beta was not a regular strike in Destiny 1 to me when I played strikes. It's been a while since I played a strike, but I'm thinking raids in Destiny 2 will be great, especially with looking for a group now. I'll actually be able to play it, but
yeah, and that is one thing I forgot to mention, how they're going to do grouping. I don't have a lot of friends that play Destiny, and so hooking up for raids or strikes was sometimes difficult, especially the raids.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think it's a really great idea what they're doing in terms of that.
Yeah. So Silver, I don't know. Okay, so what, Scott? Going forward now, what do you have word from Destiny 2 when it launches from the beta? Do you have any worries about anything coming?
Right. Worries going forward. Well, I mean, I'm just cautiously optimistic. I feel like the beta showed me enough to where I can feel comfortable. I mean, I didn't really have many gripes coming out of the beta, and if I don't have many gripes coming out of the beta, I can assume that when they actually release the game and it's all pulled together, that's what I'm buying. I want more Destiny. That's why I'm buying Destiny 2.
Boom.
So I really don't have many concerns. I just hoping that I bought the digital version, so I just hope that it can download by the time I get home.
Yeah, on your only
that's my only real main concern.
Only one PS4, and Destiny 2 for the first time will be on PC. So I'm looking forward to seeing the reactions to PC players and the esports side of Destiny for PvP. I'm looking forward to seeing how far that goes and if they can actually make it an esport like Overwatch, this and that.
Oh, for sure. And actually, that's good that you mentioned that with the PC version. I just saw today that the beta for the PC version, August 28th, early access, and then everyone else, August 29th to the 31st.
You know what sucks about this time period?
I'm going to be checking that out as well.
Yeah, the time period when that happens is like the worst time between that, because that week I'm going to PAX for Seattle. Then Life is Strange comes out that week. And,
that's some good stuff right there.
I'm going to miss the launch day for Destiny 2 because I'm coming back. I won't land till 6:30 in the morning on Thursday, and I'll be leaving 10 at night on Wednesday. So
you just have to suck it up, man. Just suck it up. You can do it.
Sucks. So, I mean, I'm not like I used to be like when I really liked the game, I would have to play it right away. Now I'm just like laid back. Especially with Destiny, I'm not that like crazy into it like I am with Halo. Like I have to play it right away, so I can wait. Plus, I'm probably gonna play Life is Strange before I play Destiny 2. And the thing is with Destiny 2, I feel like if I take a break from it and I come back, I won't feel left behind. That's like one of the things about Destiny 1 that really irritated me. I felt like that's why I never really played it. It's like these people are so much ahead of me. Why do I even bother? Because all the
so yeah, no, that's actually interesting that you say that. Like, what makes you feel that way? Because that's something that I think is a very fair gripe for people. Like, you know, there were 4 expansions, Destiny.
Destiny 1.
I'm trying to remember now.
I think it's about 4 expansions.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5, but yeah. So, and like it was, say, even 1 expansion, but say it's 2 expansions, right? Like you are going to be behind, and trying to get someone to run, you know, Vault last raid with you, and when all of them are running, you know. King's oh my gosh, it's been so long. but the Oryx raid, I can't remember the name of it. King's Fall. Yeah, like it would be impossible to find 6 people to run
exactly, but like,
and so like you say that you feel like you're not going to be left behind. Like, do you feel that way just because you're getting it from the beginning, or do you think they're going to do a better job for people who jump in, you know?
I think they're gonna do a better job for
a year later.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do a better job for when people come in a year later. Like, that's what I feel because I don't know.
It's a gut feeling.
I think it's a gut feeling kind of. I mean, I felt good in the Destiny 2 beta. I had more light than I had in Destiny 1. So I mean, not going to.
Okay. Yeah, that's saying something right there.
No, but the thing is too, if the raid groups I would have. If I really wanted to raid, they were max level, and probably the light was probably I max light. I don't even know. I'm not that experienced with Destiny. I mean, right? I got it at launch. I got the Ghost Edition and all that. But anyways, moving on. To a small news. You know, Splatoon 2 launched this month. Probably one of the bigger games to launch in July. July and August. And I would say July and the beginning of August is a weak time for new games to come out. But Splatoon 2 in the UK charts did not even come in first. I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise since there's only about I don't know how many Switches are sold. About 4 million, I want to say, worldwide. I don't even
about 4.7. Yeah, 4.7 is the last number.
Yes. So about
it hit 5 million today.
There you go. See, insider right there.
Hit 5 million today, opposed to like about almost 70 million PS4s sold, and Crash Bandicoot came in first in the UK charts. So Crash Bandicoot came off to a good start. At the end.
Yeah, it sold really well. I was actually kind of surprised. Like, I played Crash Bandicoot back on the PS1, and I really liked it. I'm actually surprised with how successful it's been.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta play more PS4. I gotta play Uncharted, Last of Us. I'm almost done with The Last of Us. Gotta play.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. So, though that's a small news. The next topic I want to talk about, that's not Destiny for once on our podcast. That's this topic came from Silver, who suggested it for this cast, and that's the question is, are multiplayer season passes dying? You know, you see games like let's say Halo. There was not a season pass. There was all free like they had a substitution with rec packs. And every month when the game first launched, they don't do it now as much. They would release a whole entire monthly update of new maps, new modes, new armor, new everything. You know, you're seeing this more in games lately where DLC is free, but there's a microtransaction. So let me ask you, Silver, Scott, multiplayer season pass is dying.
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, because
that was very succinct, Silver. I like that. Yes, they are. On to the next question.
Well, you see, these newer titles like Titanfall 2, you don't have to pay for the DLC. They're just throwing new maps at you. They're starting to do it with Battlefield 1, even though there is a paid season pass. I actually have it. But a lot of people are beginning to protest the, $50, $60 season passes. Why pay the cost of the game for, 4 maps and a few guns?
Yeah, and so this is actually really interesting because I definitely see what you're saying in terms of Titanfall and Battlefield. But I mean, I know you said we're not going to talk about Destiny, but Destiny's a perfect example of this.
That's right.
I mean,
I didn't think about that.
I pre-ordered Destiny. I pre-ordered the expansion passes, 1, 2. So I mean, I paid extra for extra content.
I mean, Destiny's a really popular game too, and the community is gonna devour that anyway, you know that. But if you go to a game like Watch Dogs, they had a season pass and now they made every DLC free supposedly, or they were planning to. I don't know if they actually did, but like you get these like games that aren't as popular and I don't know.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's maybe how they're gonna go, right? So like they say that there's a season pass for,
but like look at Overwatch,
the first 12 months, right, or something like that, and then after 12 months, then like the rest is free. So like if you want, I mean, it's early access. Like if you want early access to this content, then you're going to pay like the premium price. If you can, a year or 6 months or however long that they deem necessary, right? Then you can get it for free down the road. And I mean, I think that's kind of where we are. I don't know if that's going to go away, simply because I think companies like making money too much, and people are going to pay it. I mean, if you are a Watch Dogs fan, you're going to pay for the pay for the season pass on day one, right? So I just, I'm a Destiny fan. I'm going to pay for all the expansion passes before I even hear anything about them, right? So, I think fans of games are going to, they're going to do it if they have the inclination. And, people don't want to wait 6 months. They're going to have moved on to another game 6 months from now, most likely. So, kind of baked into the, I just kind of think that's going to be the business model going forward for the foreseeable future. I don't see that really changing much.
Yeah, the thing is like a lot of games now are having microtransactions, so you get DLC free, kind of like Overwatch, right? You could buy loot crates and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but the thing is, Destiny has microtransactions as well.
Yeah, and they're sort of similar. It's all cosmetic stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's not pay to win, but
Yeah, I haven't played Overwatch, and so I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that. But I've played other Blizzard games like Heroes of the Storm. They have like the loot crates that you can pay, like do microtransactions for, and like none of that affects like the actual gameplay. It's really mostly just cosmetic stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like with Halo 5 as well.
Okay, so I mean, I think like microtransactions are their own thing. Like I don't think that has like season passes. And I think microtransactions are here to stay, unfortunately. Like I don't think they're going to change that.
I know. I'm not a fan of the microtransactions either. And I'm not against season passes or anything. And like map packs, I never was. I would always buy a map pack for a game I really liked, like Halo 3 and everything. So I mean, it's just I guess the world we live in with these millennials.
Well, I don't know if that has anything to do with millennials per se, but I think there had been a lot of talk for a while prior to these season passes coming out that games like that they were going to move them back. If you remember the N64 days, I bought Legend of Zelda for $75.
Boom.
I mean, that was just how much it cost.
I know.
And when it first released, and I saved up for like a year and a half to pay for it because I was just a kid. But I think to keep the base game at that $60 price, like that's why they decided to. It was a way to make more money off of the game, and like I'm not going to say they intentionally hold content back. Like they might to some degree, but I do feel like the majority of the time you can get a full experience with the base game. Now, if you want to broaden that, and for me, a good example is something like Dark Souls. Dark Souls has a fantastic base game. It has great DLC that adds to the lore and adds to, but by no means do you have to have that to experience what the developer wanted you to experience in the main game itself. So like I think Dark Souls is a great example of that. I think more like story-based games are a really good example of that. FPS games are a little bit more difficult because multiplayer is such a big part of it, and you can just have like map packs and things like that. But it's just tricky. But anyway, these season passes are going to stick around just because they're like, okay, we're not going to raise the price of the main game. We're going to keep it at $60. Generally $60. But you're just gonna, like, if you want more, you're just gonna have to pay for it.
I think season passes for. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was done.
I think season passes for, like you said, more story-driven games like Dark Souls. It's like I'm a big Fallout fan. You don't have to have the season pass for the DLCs, but yeah, some of the best stories in the Fallout series are in the DLC. But it's the multiplayer season passes that I think are going to start to die out, because we pay $50 to get extra maps throughout the year. By the time the last map pack comes out, the next installment is out. I'm looking at Call of Duty. So by the time you get the rest of it, then you've got to pay again and start all over with the new game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely think, depending upon the game, it certainly varies. I am much more apt to buy season passes for like story-driven games, like I talked about. Yeah. Obviously, Destiny is the exception because there is story. Hopefully, there will be Destiny. Well, and then so that's actually a great point, because then that gets into the like the Telltale series, right? Like they have episodes instead of full-blown games, right? Yeah. So season pass, but you're really just buying the full game. Yeah, it's the full.
Life is Strange was like that when it first released.
I know. Good thing I got Life is Strange.
Right, exactly. And they released one episode as that. Game of Thrones was like that. So, I think that's a completely different thing as well. So, there are a lot of different aspects to it, but I guess your original question was multiplayer season passes, and so I'll be interested to see. It'd be nice if they did away with them, but again, I think it just comes back to they want to make money, and
of course,
like there might be, like I said, a 6-month or a 12-month time period where you have to pay for it, and then once people have generally moved on to the next version, like like you're saying, Call of Duty. Okay, we're releasing a new Call of Duty. All the last Call of Duty is now free, right? Like, I think that might be sort of a way to do it. Modern Warfare Remastered can probably just sell for $60 all the time.
Yeah, talking about Modern Warfare Remastered, it's finally. I think today was the release date for Xbox One
I think so.
Yeah, well, the July 27th, I think it was supposed to come out for Xbox One standalone. Finally, almost after a year. I know that's one thing I can't stand about Activision. I mean, they love doing that kind of stuff when it comes to.
I already have it. I went ahead and bought the.
I wasn't gonna spend $80.
The double pack.
I wasn't gonna spend like $80 just to play Modern Warfare and Master, because I wouldn't play Infinite Warfare, because that's not real Call of Duty.
Infinite Warfare actually wasn't nearly as bad as Advanced Warfare, but it's definitely not as good as.
Call of Duty sucks, so. Because Call of Duty is World War II, World War I, like real war. Okay, no.
I can't say much because I love Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
so
Black Ops 1 and 2 I didn't mind.
Yeah, all three were pretty good.
I think the last Call of Duty about was Ghosts.
Oh my god!
I should tell you about my Call of Duty.
Decent campaign.
Call of Duty Ghosts. I never even played it, but I could probably say, and people probably agree with me, that probably goes down as one of the worst Call of Duties to launch.
Decent campaign, terrible multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer wise, probably one of the worst ones. because the map designs were horrible. That's all I know. And to be honest, it even came out of the worst time when the new generation was coming out. So you had 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4. That whole thing was annoying when the new generation came out with, Destiny 1 having... We're getting off topic, but, So moving on, this one's all about Xbox, of course. This E3, Microsoft finally announced original backwards compatibility for the Xbox One. And it's coming this fall, I believe, this November, I want to say, that the OG Xbox backwards compatibility. And, of course, they'll have a few games launching on the list, and they'll continue to add them and hype it up as they've been doing with 360 backwards compatibility. So, I want to ask both of you, what games would you like to see backwards compatible on Xbox One that was on the OG?
You guys are going to laugh at me.
Oh, here we go.
So, I spent a lot of time playing video games with my parents growing up.
Shrek.
And one of my dad's games that I absolutely loved was Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball on the original Xbox. I would love to play that stupid game again. My dad loved playing that game.
Gosh, that's weird. Yeah. Totally not the demographic.
Well, he bought it, and he's like, hey, this has got chicks on it.
Yeah.
The characters are kind of similar to, Final Fantasy. We like to play those. And then when we started playing it, he's like, this is more of a chick game, but he would still play it with my sister and I still love that game.
Oh. That's a fun family experience right there.
Awesome.
An interesting one.
Yeah, interesting. Well, hey, you know what? If it's your bag, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't play.
Boom.
Ooh, and I still have a copy of the Playboy game for the original Xbox lying around somewhere.
I need to see that now.
Calm down, Ty. Let's see. For me, I would probably say the Prince of Persia games.
Ooh.
Boom! I wasn't going to say
Prince
that,
of Persia
but I knew
games.
you were going to say that. But
Because this is something we talked about at E3 when they announced it.
Yeah.
We immediately had this conversation, and I remember in college back long ago.
College, I was like a 7-year-old kid.
Right. Yeah, I was playing the original not the original Prince of Persia, but the original one for the most recent set of consoles, and those games were great. I had a lot of fun with those, and if there's any I can't remember everything that came out on the original Xbox, but we already have Halo 1, Halo 2, and the MCC.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
But no, the Prince of Persia games were great, and I think those would be fantastic additions to backwards compatibility.
Is the Fable Anniversary Edition on backwards compatibility? I can't remember.
I think it might.
Because if it's not, I would love to see Fable on there, just at all. I know the second and the third one are for sure.
If it's not, it's coming. You know that.
Yeah.
I would think it would have to be on there. I mean, I don't know the list by my heart, but the games. There's a couple of game series I would love on the original backwards compatibility list, and one of them goes with I loved playing the Shrek games on the original Xbox.
Shrek games, okay.
No, I do. They were great. I even talked about this.
I believe you.
You were with me, Scott. After the E3 conference, I was talking to We were talking to Green Skull, and I mentioned Shrek, and he loved that. The next, I've been dying for some Tony Hawk, and they need to have every Tony Hawk game on every Tony Hawk game that released during that time period on the original Xbox on the list right away, because me and my sister and my cousin used to always play Tony Hawk games, and they were fun, and hey, I forgot what game it was, but you could actually unlock Shrek and skateboard as him too, so I love my Shrek, and there
you go.
I love the Simpson games too, but I had it on GameCube, and I love Hit and Run, I think was the game.
I was just saying yesterday about how I would love to see a remaster of Hit and Run.
Oh man, that would be great. I wish they did cool games in 2017.
For us, or like a new Crazy Taxi, something like that.
Yeah. I played a load of games. Of course, I played all the NHL games back in the day.
Oh, see, another game that I just thought of this. Another game that was on original Xbox way back, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yes.
Was amazing, and the roster, it was like 56 people you could 56 fighters you could choose from, and that game was awesome. It was totally unbalanced and like really bad in terms of that, but it was really fun. I mean, you could play as a cactus, you could play as a mummy. You know, anytime you can do that kind of stuff, you're in good hands.
Some of the old Mortal Kombat games too, man. I love my Mortal Kombat. I used to always play Mortal Kombat on the original Xbox.
Yeah, what I don't know what games in terms of the Mortal Kombat series were on, like on the original Xbox.
Deception, I want to say. What was it called?
Are those
what?
Oh, Deception.
Yeah. What? I forget. I can't remember
if any of them
I can't remember the names. Why?
Oh, just because I mean, if Mortal Kombat, we're on what, like the 12th game by now. You know, like they call it like X or XO, or whatever, but I feel like they've had like a couple of offshoots as well. But game. So like for me, like Marvel vs. Capcom's a little different. They've only had 3 of them. There's a 4th one that's going to be coming out. But like that one, I feel like each of the games is really different. Yeah. The Mortal Kombat games, like there are like if you play 3 and then you play X, like certainly you're going to have a lot of differences. But like it's sort of sports games where every year, like you know, there's an iteration every year, and you can kind of just keep track of the whole way. But Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, to some extent, are games where I feel like there have been enough different versions of them that I'm okay sticking with sort of what's around right now. Yeah. But Deception though, like that one's different. Like that's not a mainline Mortal Kombat game. So
I'm just saying, I liked all.
Yeah, I'd be down for that one for sure.
Yeah.
And another one that I think everybody could agree on: Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, no, and that'd be smart. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure it's been talked about, but when they release,
that wasn't exclusive to PlayStation.
Sure, saying. By the way,
it was not. It was on PlayStation 2.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
It was on both.
Sorry for interrupting, Scott. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And I was just saying, like, I'm sure when they do the Red Dead announcement, Xbox would be wise to say, "Oh, by the way, you can play on your original from your original Xbox game on backwards compatibility." Like, it would make sense. So, yeah, be smart.
Especially with the new one coming out supposedly next year.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So moving on from that, y'all know we all want Shrek, we want this, we want that for our OG Xbox list. So moving on to our last topic is a game that blew up the world last year. Now it's quiet down, obviously, because all these people that were in for the hype that probably never only played like one Pokemon in their entire life jumped in. But it's Pokemon. Well, Pokemon Go is the discussion we're going to talk about, because recently they introduced raids. Now they have the legendary raids, right? Keep up the silver. Now you can get Lugia, Articuno.
Yeah, those are the 2 that are available now, and I cannot catch them, and it is slightly irritating, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm only a level 22, and I haven't really played it as much as I used to last year. Like every day in July, I would be out playing. But
I used to play daily till I got stuck in a wheelchair. Now I don't play quite as often, but yeah, I still get out there.
Like I was playing in December for those Santa Pikachus, and I missed the recent Pikachu, the Ash.
I got that one.
I don't know. I was just like blah. It's like screw it. I don't know.
My Pokemon Go experience is very limited. I am one of those people who tried it out.
Old man.
In like the first month. And no, I was pretty consistent. I tried it out for about the first month or so, and like it just didn't grab me. I didn't want to pay for my Pokeballs. I ran out, and like trying to get more Pokeballs if you're not going to pay for money, it's kind of it's annoying. I mean, you don't always get them when you go to checkpoints or whatever. And
I'm fortunate enough to live by a lot of Pokestops and everything too, but
oh yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, where I live, like I'd have to go a little bit to go stock up on my Pokeballs. But I mean, it was okay. It was broken a lot, which really sort of disenchanted me.
Yeah.
It's a lot better now.
Well, not in Chicago. Chicago's screwed up.
Yeah, not Pokemon Go Fest, apparently. that had to have been a nightmare for that company. I'm sure they.
I would have been sweating.
Didn't get any sleep that weekend.
That was a terrible experience. I mean, you can't predict that can happen. I mean, that's I don't know. Just blame Chicago. It's Chicago. Should have done it in New York.
Oh wow! Now you're blaming cities now.
Yeah, I know. And you know what?
Problem with you, Ty.
I want Code Vein to come out.
Well, everyone wants Code Vein to come out. Let's be honest.
Code Vein got me hyped at E3. I never been so hyped about Japanese games until Code Vein.
Yeah, and this is actually a great story. It was during the conference. I was talking about how great Japanese games are, and Ty was like, "Whatever, Japanese games suck." And then Code Vein comes on. Conferences, Code Vein, and I'm like, yeah, Japanese games are where it's at,
Japanese games are the best.
I was hyped about Code Vein because I was like, dude, it's at an Xbox conference.
They're starting to put a lot more Japanese games on the Xbox lately, which is really nice. Because
we could have had Scalebound, but we won't talk about that.
I like it because I have both consoles. I'm really loyal to JRPGs, but it's kind of nice to be able to play it on my Xbox just because I prefer that console.
With the real controller, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Silver, yeah, hell yeah. Who's a Scott guy? No, no, it's all.
That's
great.
That's ridiculous.
I own a PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. Except that I play my Xbox One a lot.
I can't say much right now. My PS4 is actually on because I finally bought the Kingdom Hearts remix for it. Right. So
yeah,
I'm playing that tonight too.
I actually got it.
Yeah,
I want to play some Kingdom Hearts now because I want Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like.
Good luck getting caught up on that story.
Why?
Just the opposite side of the spectrum.
It is probably the most complex story in video game history.
Who cares about story? Why do I need to follow it? I'll just look it up.
Because the story is amazing. Oh god, even looking it up and reading it.
No, I don't want to do that.
That's gonna take you some time.
I just want to do. I just want to do things on a controller and see stuff on a screen. Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, by the remix, it's got the first 6 games, and 2.8 has that last little bridge until 3 is released. So yeah, definitely worth.
I played 2.8 just recently, and I guess it's sort of like the extra chapter with Aqua, who's one of the characters from one of the games and one of the timelines, whatever. And it was basically like a demo for an upgrade engine for what Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be on, and I really liked it.
Good. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
I really liked how it felt.
I was going to buy it the other day, but I decided to do the remix instead and then just replay the whole series because I haven't played Birth by Sleep and one of the other ones that's on the remix. So I figured get through all 6 of them again and the couple that I haven't played and then do 2.8.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep is great. And then in Dream Drop Distance, which is in 2.8, is also very good.
That's the other one I haven't played.
Yeah, that one's very good. But in 2.8, or in the Aqua episode, it showcases that upgraded engine, and if you've played Kingdom Hearts games before, characters are generally like pretty plotting. Like, you don't. I know in Kingdom there was actually a pretty big difference between 1 and 2 in your ability to traverse the areas you're in. Much smoother in 2, but still, like after having played the Aqua episode and then right now I'm playing through Kingdom Hearts 2. I feel like I'm back to that real plotting style of movement. And I know, as the game progresses, you get abilities that help that out a little bit. But I'm really excited about it since it first came out. I mean, this is a long time coming, just like Final Fantasy 15 was. And it will be here one day. It might be in 2025, but I'm excited for it nonetheless.
I'm just happy they're adding Big Hero 6. That's all I care about right now.
Kingdom Hearts 3 will play better on Xbox One.
I'm torn because all the other ones are PlayStation exclusives, so it's like I kind of want to just keep with
how'd that work out for
get
Final
all my
Fantasy
trophies
15,
and stuff. But,
I don't care. I don't really care
15,
about the damn sales. All I know is I'm buying it on Xbox One, and I'm holding up the sign right now. It plays better on Xbox. Love it.
Now, I did play Final Fantasy 15 on my Xbox, and it was amazing with the controller, the real fluid battle system. Thank you,
the battle
Ty.
system was great. The battle system was really great.
Oh yeah,
Xbox
it was amazing.
One, not PS4, Scott.
No. I mean, if you want to keep making the same mistakes over and over again, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you to do it.
Wait a minute.
You can spend your money how you like.
I just remembered I have a 4K TV, and I'm buying an Xbox One X. I'll probably have to get Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Xbox then.
I'll play in 4K on my PS4 Pro on my 4K TV.
Which isn't half as powerful as the One X.
It doesn't need to be.
I'm loving all this applause I'm getting.
I know, Xbox One X. I'm probably not gonna get it at launch though. I don't know yet. I have to.
Yeah, I'm getting it at launch.
You have $450.
I have to.
450?
Yeah, it's
$500.
No, 500. But the thing is, I gotta get a 4K TV, and I gotta go buy some other things for some other things I'm doing later in the year.
Fortunately, I already have the TV.
A 4K TV plus an Xbox One X, Ty. You better get a couple of extra side gigs.
Oh, dude, you don't even know what I got.
No, I don't. And actually, I don't want to know what you got.
Oh,
business, man.
Right. I'll show up in Vegas.
No, please don't. Please don't show up in Vegas.
Get it ready.
I might. I'm closer.
No, who cares? I could buy a flight right now and go now. Okay, well, that does it for the Rectify Gaming Podcast episode number 48. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out RectifyGaming.com, our Twitter at RectifyGaming, Facebook Rectify Gaming, YouTube Rectify Gaming. Don't follow us on Instagram because I haven't updated that in like 3 years. So don't follow us on Instagram /RectifyGaming. Anyways, stay rectified and see you guys next time.